Good job, Ashley. Okay, ladies, we are here to discuss the exiled goddess. Very off brand for me, as I once heard someone refer to me as I have a brand. I'm not quite sure what my brand is. It probably is like post apocalyptic chaos. I think that's my brand. We'll go with that, post apocalyptic chaos. But what I am is a recovering Christian. Okay. For most of my life, I was fed shit and kept in the dark as a fungus in the Christian church. United Methodist, Nazarene. I grew up with all these ideas of bad women. Okay. And when you hear something is bad, you automatically get this association of shame. All right. Shame is not a natural emotion. Shame is an impacted emotion. So when we teach children how to feel things, my favorite quote is nobody can make you feel anything. Okay. Outside sources impact emotional growth in you as a human being. So you start with certain ideas. Like when we're 6 and 7, we're not ashamed of our bellies sticking out our shirts. That's normal. Little girls have rolls, little girls have curves, little girls have baby weight. But then at some point, someone looks at you in your teens and goes, you're a little thick to be wearing that, aren't you? And we have struggled with this concept as women most of our adult lives. If we're millennials, Gen X, boomers don't have this problem, I find. I might be wrong. But boomers were taught to wear clothes that were appropriate for their body type, and they still embrace that subject. I love that because I'm a big fan of wearing things that are appropriate to my body type. But I'm also a big fan of seeing a girl with a big, thick, fat ass sticking out a bottom pair of cheeky pants at a music concert in her thigh highs. Because you know what? She is not ashamed of her bounty. And as women, we are trained to be ashamed of our bounty, whether it be our ample bosom, our ample bellies, our ample asses, our ample abundance, our accomplishments, our sexuality, our beauty, our knowledge. We are tamed to keep ourselves in check and be demure. This all started in a garden, ladies. This all started in a garden long ago for all of us. But as witches, we go, oh, I don't live there anymore. No, thank you, Sky Daddy. But what you don't understand is this lives in you. This dwells in you. This has grown in you like a dark fungus or a crystal in a cavern. And you have been feeding it. You have been feeding it with your fear. You have been feeding it with your hesitation. You have been feeding it every step of the line so it can grow. What does an emotion need to grow? It needs energy. And some of us have an equal exchange with energies that are choking us. And the more I looked at my walk, and the more I looked at myself after fucking fear, I realized that I had this whole, if you're from central Pennsylvania, this reference makes complete sense to you, or Pennsylvania. I have this whole Indian echo caverns deep in my chest, filled with preconceived notions of what a woman should be. And I was raised with them. Women should be quiet, and women should be pretty, and women should be supportive, and women should be docile, and women should be everything that, wait, hold up. Men think we should fucking be. Not just some men, all men. Who gave us the concept of shame? Why, a man did. Don't eat from my tree, Eve, or I kick you out of the garden. There wasn't an exception for the rule. There wasn't a, she was hungry. She made a mistake. She tried a piece of fruit. Shit happened. No. What did Eve gain at that moment? Why? She gained knowledge. And it made her evil. Let's just throw this out for a concept. Did Lilith eat from that tree too? Is that why she wasn't there? They want to tell you Lilith was cast out because she wanted to get on top of Adam. I ain't never met a man that doesn't want you to sit on top of him. Sorry. I don't buy that. I don't buy that whole concept. I call shenanigans on the concept that Adam did not want rode like a horse. I do not believe it, okay? I don't know one man that would turn that away. Ladies, let me just tell you something. If you've ever appeared in a candlelit room with a man and you've taken off your clothes and he is standing there, he is enamored. He is not going to send you away. He has hit the lottery of boobies and he does not care what happens in that meantime. Okay. He does not care if maybe you shouldn't have ate that extra piece of cheesecake. He doesn't care about that carb you had in the morning. He's like, get over here, girlfriend, because I want to touch them boobies. That is life. Okay. We are the same way. When we enter areas that bring us pure ecstatic joy, we have a switch inside our head that says, no, you can't have this because that's shameful. It brings it down to the concepts of sexuality, growth, power, docileness, queen-like atmosphere, okay? Your BIBLE is filled with women that are really heroes to us. And we don't see them as heroes. Eve is a fucking dude. She's custom placed, man. She went, ate the apple, learned the shit. She's like, Adam, we're fucking naked. Did you know we were fucking naked? And he's like, no shit. Once again, a woman shined the light of truth on a man. Oh, we're naked? Holy shit, we need to get clothes on. And the story tells you they hid behind the bush to hide from God. Before that, they were walking around. They didn't give a shit. Everybody was naked. Can you imagine how wonderful it would be if we all didn't need clothes? How much more money would we have for books? I'm just saying. I am in support of the nudist movement for book growth. I'm just saying, like, I totally support this movement. But I want you to think, it wasn't just Eve. It was Lot's wife who was punished. It was the woman at the well who was punished. It was Jezebel who was punished. It was Delilah who was punished. It was Mary Magdalene who wore a scarlet letter. Did you ever think Mary Magdalene really wasn't a whore? She just was a woman who didn't have a husband. Just like the woman at the well who had to show up when she was alone. Then you have Herodias. Someone talked shit about her and she demanded his head. Because she had a fucking boundary. You're not going to come into my castle, talk shit on me, and use your God to hide behind. But she was a bad girl. Yes, very, very bad girl. So what have we learned from shame? This is what we're going to examine in the Exiled Goddess. Shame is really a pivot point for you. If you can take your shame, access the shadow inside of it, turn it around, it can be your strength. Your nudity can be your nakedness to yourself. Your fear of being too much can be your release to your magic. We sit in this place where we hold shame as a negative thing because we're taught it's negative. When you're a little girl and they sit you in the corner and they go, shame, 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 everybody knows your name. So you're taught that if everybody knows your name, you're a bad girl. That's not the case. Sometimes people can know your name for very good reasons. Nothing makes my heart sing like when I walk into a rock concert, someone looks over at me and goes, you're the fuck you witch. That's awesome. It's not even my name, but I'll take that one. I like being the fuck you witch because you know what it tells me? The things I say and the things I do make an impact on people. And they change the way they look at things, whether it's for good or bad. If they hate me or they love me, I don't care. I've created an alchemy in them. I've created an alternation in the way they view things. If just for 1 minute you look at something differently, I've done my job. I want you to consider that Eve wasn't a bad girl. Herodias wasn't wrong. Jezebel had strength. Bathsheba had redeeming qualities. The witch of Endor was the beginning of us all. I want you to look at these things and hold them sacred. And then I want you to look at the rebellious women that the church has honored. The Virgin Mary, in an area where everyone had to be married to have a baby, they concoct a story that she was a virgin birth. Joan of Arc heard voices. She could be fucking schizophrenic, but hey, she's a saint. These are the things you need to think about. How has the church twisted the tail to benefit themselves? When it did good for their religion, they praised a woman's behavior. When it was a threat to their superiority, they cut us down. This isn't a man-hating situation. So I don't want you to take it that way. This isn't about hating men. This is about hating the boundaries that have become acceptable by threatened male egos. Men are not all bad. They are not all out to get you. They are not all bad humans. The stereotypes and dogma that has been fed to us through the years has generated, originated, and perpetuated shame to last for ages. If you look in the Christian church, you hear this concept of breaking generational curses. I invite you to come in and break a patriarchal curse with me in the Exiled Goddess. I invite you to go back, reclaim your childhood for those of us that are recovering Christians, reclaim those childhood stories you heard, and take the good from them. And take the prosperous nature from them. And take the benefits we can gain as women from them. They are stories. And stories should be honored and held. If there's anything I've learned from Dolsky, a story lantern can rock the world. If we know how to shine the light, that it picks up the fame in Eve and the fame in Jezebel and the glory of Delilah and the rage of Herodias, the righteous rage. How much further can we move the female divine? Once you own your shame, no one can use it against you. No one can haunt a house you no longer live in. When you're coming into Exiled Goddess, you're going to have an exercise to start. I'm going to give it to you today. You can choose to do it or you can choose not to do it. I'm also going to give you guys a special code for coming today. I want you to draw a line of houses. You know, like the houses we drew when we were little, the little cubes with the little roofs on them. You can get creative with this. I'm all about it. You can draw fairy houses, do whatever the fuck you want. But I want you to put the things inside those houses that you don't want people to know about you. And I want you to cut the roofs out of construction paper and cover them. I want you to cover that item up. And I want you to see how many houses live in your neighborhood and how many aspects of shame you're holding close to you. Because people hide because they were taught to hide, not because it's a natural instinct. You hide your body because you think it's not acceptable. You hide your strengths because you think they're not okay. You hide your gifts because people will judge you. You hide your truths and you hide your past. I don't give a fuck what you were in the past. You don't live there anymore. I know the you that sits in classes with me, moves forward with me, and is growing every day. I don't know that you anymore. If you would meet Sissy that sat in Bad Girls of the Bible study back in 2003, you'd be like, who the fuck this bitch? Because I even had the little covering on my head. I even wore the little covering to church and can you fucking imagine my ass in church with the covering on my head and the dress? I was the queen of Paisley. I had Paisley dresses for every day of the week. I wore an apron to church. I had the Vera Bradley diaper bag. I was in the Vera Bradley Mafia. Yes, I was. If I would pull those pictures out, you guys would die your fucking asses off. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I still have a Bible on my nightstand. It's my grandmother's Bible. And I still tell my children the stories. And I still teach those things. But Caroline hears them from a whole new aspect. Because those stories aren't bad. Those stories have been jaded. And if we can learn to take the patriarch glasses off, we can see things for the realities that they are. When you come to the conclusion that these stories are nothing more than Grimm's fairy tales, you will be able to master this concept. And I know some of you are sitting there going, she is going to burn in hell. Yes, I have a special place there. I will save you all a seat. I'm driving the bus. I will have a seat for you. I promise. Front line at the AC/DC Prince concert. I'll be right there for you. I'll be like, bitches, get on the rail. I'm holding it. Okay. Because I don't fear the movement going forward. The movement going forward is going to be rocky. If you've ever driven a four-wheeler and you want to get to the top of the mountain, you know you're going to have to cross some stones. And people are not going to like you for decisions you make. But your authenticity is the reward you seek. If you want the golden ring of being who you are authentically, with people not judging you every minute of your day, you're going to have to take some risks. You're going to have to crack some eggs to make this one, ladies. This cake doesn't come vegan. This cake doesn't come carb free. This cake is going to make your ass thick, your titties bounce, and your soul brighten. So I'm inviting you on this class of story lanterns, of major soul doing shadow work, and a little bit of Bible study nature to grow with me. The Exiled Goddess has been coming for a long time. It has been a concept that we have been playing with for months. If you finished fucking Feral, you know how much I love a good story. And these stories, I am going to retell every single one of them in a different way. I'm so excited for this. I have been writing this and rewriting this and working on this for almost 6 weeks. It started at the beach. I love this fucking storyline. And I think it's what's missing. Yeah, Dolsky did some great retelling of Bible stories. That's great. We're going to go back into our childhoods, and I'm going to pull my childhood experiences with these stories for you guys and teach you. How many of us are afraid of snakes just because of the Garden of Eden? That was an inbred thought in us that the snake was bad. The snake was Lucifer. Did you ever think the snake was Lilith? Did you ever think that Lilith saw Eve sitting there? She's like, you poor bitch. You poor bitch. You're going to be riding shotgun for this motherfucker for years. Lilith already tasted that tree. She'd already gone outside of the garden and made a pact with Lucifer, the big bad. You realize he was just on our side, right? That's why God tossed him out. He's like, why don't you give him free will? And God's like, that's a terrible idea. So got this tree and he's like, hey, Lilith, why don't you go tempt her? Who can get another woman to do something? You think a man can do that? No, that's another woman. That's another woman. You will do something when your best friend says it, way before your spouse says it. I don't fucking believe you. The only person in this world crazier than me is my fucking best friend. And if that bitch says, hey, let's do this, I'm like, let's do it twice and take fucking pictures. You know, Lilith and Eve had this astounding bond. And she looked at her and she's like, I don't want you to live like this. You don't have to live like this, Eve. Eat the apple. And Eve's like, I can't. She's like, come on. You don't need to do this anymore. Come on. And she bit that apple. And all of a sudden the snake disappeared. Lilith disappeared. Her job was done. Just consider that snake wasn't Satan, that it was Lilith. Again, a woman looking out for a woman. Who would fucking think, right? Consider these things. Every time a group of women got together, every time a group of women get together now, the patriarchy has something to fucking say about it. Oh, they're up to no good. What's going on over there? Oh, the hens are cackling again. Go fuck yourself. You wouldn't have eggs without hens. There's a whole lot of shame And that's just being women. Oh, put a tampon in there. Oh, put a pad on. Why are you bleeding? Oh my God, she has a spot on her pants. Can you explain to me how we don't have spots on our pants every fucking day of the week? We bleed for 7 days and don't die. What man thinks it's a good idea to fuck with us? That's pretty fucking stupid, in my opinion. Like I tell my husband, I'm 44 and full of fucking rage. You just need to back up. Like, I am not the one, and this is not the fucking day. I invite you to come with me on this. I invite you to step into a place that you have never felt comfortable before, because you are not going to grow outside of the current. No one grows going with the flow. I have a very, very intense feeling the words for 2023 are going to be unaligned, unhinged chaos. We are not accomplishing anything being demure. We are not accomplishing anything doing everything the way we've always done it. There is nothing wrong with blazing your own path. Just be cautious in your movements. Know you're taking care of yourself. Know you're looking after yourself. When you're doing this work, know where you're stepping and know where you're going. Don't close your eyes to things you see that are scary. Open them wider, because they may not be scary. It's a preconceived notion. For the longest time when I saw a snake, I was like, kill it. Now I'm like, what do you want? Do you have something for me? Where are we going? And I follow the snake. I used to step 20 feet back down. I'm like, my husband, like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm following the snake. He's taking me somewhere. He's like, he's not fucking taking you somewhere. Get away from the snake. There are things in this life that, Alice, you just have to follow down the rabbit hole. Maybe my madness isn't for you. I agree. I'm on the edge, slightly next to like incarceration in a lunatic asylum, weaving baskets. I mean, y'all maybe soon be able to get baskets on the LHD shit store at the level of sanity I'm losing currently. But I know if I step aside and I step aside of the normal that I see every day, I'm going to find the magic. Don't limit yourself with ideas that are archaic and not yours. They're not your ideas. They're not your expectations. They're not your realizations. You want to start? Write a Declaration of Independence for yourself. Not part of the program, but for once in your life, write what you believe. Write what you feel. Write what you hold true and what you hold sacred. You have the right to view yourself as a sacred goddess. You have the right to view yourself in a bubble of admiration. You have the right to be an exiled goddess. Because if you're acceptable, you're bending to someone else's will. So I invite you all to step outside the approved circle of existence and join me in the wilds. Because when we go into the wilds, we will find our magic. We cannot find magic in someone else's structure. So if you would like to take this journey with us, the code is APPLE, APPLE, and that will get you $10 off. If you are a member of Exiled Goddess, you will get October in the MVP circle for free. If you are a member of Exiled Goddess and you are participating in the MVP circle, you will have an opportunity to buy special Ancestor Samhain kits, and they will be under the price point of $25. I am only doing those kits, and you have to be a member of Exiled Goddess to get one. They will be an exclusive kit to this, because ancestor magic is serious, and I will not sell it to people who are not serious about their craft. Ancestor magic is for everyone. But intense ancestor magic takes dedication to your craft. So I thank you guys for taking your lunchtime with me today. I hope you're as excited about this as I am, because I'm telling you, on Sunday, I'm going to be real fired up. I like bought a new snake necklace. I'm like fucking ready for this. And I am like on the edge of fucking reason. There is going to be some recommended reading. We are going to set up a tab on the webpage for you guys for Exiled Goddess, and you'll all get a code word. All your links will be in there. All your PDFs will be in there. There will be actual PDFs of books you can reference from different places that I've used to create this workshop. I'm a huge, huge fan of Lisa Higgins. She wrote the Bad Girls of the Bible series. They are phenomenal. You're all going, Sissy has fucking Bible books. I have lots of Bible books because this is where it all started. No other religion has wanted to kill us as hard. So if you want to understand why you're an enemy, you got to understand how the enemy thinks of you. Okay? So I am so ready to go down this road with you guys. This is a huge focus for me, and I look forward to seeing you all in the Exiled Goddess. Thank you for coming today. I'm going to put the replay up on the YouTube channel and have it public. So if you guys need anything, reach out. If you have any questions about the program, reach out. There will not be paid mentorship opportunities with this program. What I'm going to do is post several Zooms throughout the week. If you guys have problems with the workshop, you can come in the Zoom and I'll field questions and help you out. There's no need for you to pay for my time when you're already paying to be in a workshop. So I thank all of you for coming today. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Any questions before we close? You're all sitting there going, this bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy. I'm going to start weaving baskets. I'm telling you all, it's coming. Don't be surprised if you all get a fucking kit with a basket in soon, because
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I think this one is going, I was stoked on fucking Feral, and I'll be really honest with you, I'm way more excited to teach this class.
I'm excited for this one, especially.
I'm glad. Misha?
Just when is the cutoff to pay for it? Because I get paid on Friday, and
Sunday. Sunday is the cutoff.
Sunday.
I'm going to close registration at noon.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Just so I can make sure I get all the codes out to everybody and the website has a chance to catch up. Side note, there is going to be a lot of PDF changes in the vault. If you want anything, get them now. I'm going to clear the vault and reload the vault for the Burr months. Okay. So we're going to get a whole lot of shit in there. You guys know not everything in the PDF vault is mine, correct? It's from other places, things I've gathered, important workshops I've taken. So be sure you get in there and get exposed to it. I am getting a ton of suggestions about the shit store. Let me clear something up for you guys. I can't resend emails from the shit store. So if it's a zero cost item, go ahead, buy it again and get another PDF for yourself, okay? I cannot set it to remind you if you've purchased before. Please be big girls and write down what you've purchased, okay? If I go through the Exiled Goddess tab and I see you bought the program twice, I'm definitely going to refund you one of them and let you know. But as far as on freebies, I don't care how many times you guys download. I don't give a shit. That doesn't bother me at all, okay? I love the suggestions that come in. Keep them coming. The new broom tab has great Mabon information in there as well if you guys are looking for that. Angel?
I know I'm supposed to be a big girl and keep my big girl panties on and everything, but I don't know if I have registered. I know I registered, but I think I registered maybe more than once for the Exiled Goddess.
Okay, so, I'll take a look and let you know.
All
That's
right,
not a problem.
I appreciate it. Okay.
That's not a problem. I will probably get to that later today. Oh, for those of you taking the Volva class, Melissa and I remembered it. We were just both traveling. So that will go up in there the next day. You guys will get this week's aspect. We both looked at each other today and we're like, oh, we have a Volva class to teach this week. And she's like, no shit, girl. I'm like, yeah, we do. So we'll be getting together to tape that tomorrow and spending some time. And I think I might have an extra witchy helper home. I finally got all the things in to recreate the Sea Witch curated kits that were sold because all of them were destroyed by the post office. So those will all go out today. They actually smell like some kind of turpentine, what I got back. And Mel Cox, your Mabon box is on its way. I had to
Okay.
repeat to send. The address was incorrect. So if anybody needs anything, let me know. That's some housekeeping shit. And keep watching the shit store because different things are popping up. If you hadn't noticed, there's an abundance workshop in there for after new moon. So I know everybody's saying you need money. Let's do a fucking money workshop, shall we?
Mhm.
Get your rice in your grass, ladies. We're gonna go old school. You guys have a great one. Take care. Remember, you're magic because you fucking say you are. And if nobody tells you today, tits up. Go get it.